It's time for our Spotlight program on this Monday. And as we do every Monday morning, we reserve time for the Fairfield Area Chamber of Commerce and Detra Dettmann. Good morning, Detra. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fantastic.
Nice weekend did you have?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Great weather.
Did you get the yard mowed?
Yes.
Okay.
Number 2.
That's the second time?
I've mowed twice.
Wow. Mine's still in storage.
Oh, my hostas are starting to leaf out. They're going from spears to leaves. So
Well, you probably at least have your Christmas decorations down, right?
I do.
Okay. Because I know some people leave them up for quite some time. We'll get to that in a matter of moments. Chamber Talk, by the way, is today being brought to us by our friends at Everybody's Whole Foods, located on South 4th Street here in Fairfield. Let's jump right into it. It was a big night for you on Thursday, wasn't it?
It was. Great night of celebration in our chamber annual banquet.
So I want to give us a recap real quickly, and then I know you do have a couple of guests, but...
Yeah, absolutely. Well, our theme again was the Chamber All-Stars, so it was kind of a sports theme, and we were fortunate to have an anonymous sponsor that provided some adult beverages for folks to enjoy free of charge at the beginning. That really seemed to get folks in the networking mood, and I was afraid they wouldn't sit down, but when the drum line came, people kind of got focused on stage, and we had a great night of celebration and honoring all of our recipients.
Well, we'll use that opportunity to segue to you have a couple of guests today, so I'll let you introduce them and get to know them a little better.
Very special guests. Of course, the ending of the banquet always culminates in announcing the year's Citizens of the Year honorees, and we had 2 this year, again, as they've done in recent fashion. So Dawn Bechtel and Tammy Dunbar, and they're both with me this morning. So good morning, Dawn and Tammy.
Good morning.
So just a few things. We had a nice article in the paper about you after the evening of the banquet. So one question I had was, the goal is always to keep the Citizen of the Year a secret until it's revealed kind of at the very last moment at the banquet. And so I'm just curious for each of you, at what point when they were giving the description of the winner, did you know that it was you?
Well, when they said the opening statement about picking up trash and doing carts, I just chuckled to myself and said, oh, I did that with my kids. I didn't really know until they said that I co-chaired the co-chair of the Relay for Life.
Ah, okay. Great. How about you, Tammy?
So kind of a funny story. So in years past, it's always been a man and a woman. And I had gone to the restroom before that. Unbeknownst to me, my own family was sitting out in the lobby. I went to the restroom. But interestingly, Nikki Vivacqua and I were headed to the bathroom at the same time, and Dawn's family was sitting there. And she said, oh, she must be getting Citizen of the Year. And I'm like, oh, yeah. So went to the bathroom, came back, talked to them, talked to Todd, talked to her parents. And then I went back in. Well, not thinking, it would be another woman because it's always been another man. Mm-hmm. So I think it was about halfway through, because about halfway through, then I quit listening to the rest because I was thinking, oh my gosh, I have to get up there.
Pretty sure it's me. Excellent. Yeah. Well, that's fantastic. Yeah, we talked about that with the committee about, 2 women, and they said I think in the early days, this was Man of the Year, and then they switched it to Citizen of the Year. So I think it's only fitting that we have 2 fantastic women that received the honor this year. Awesome. Also, you guys, there was a plethora of things listed for both of you, as there always is with the Citizen of the Year, because that's one of the things the committee looks at, is that the individual is involved in many different things and for a long period of time. So could you just tell us a little bit about one initiative in particular you've been involved in that's been particularly meaningful to you? So Dawn, do you want to go first again?
The Matt Stutzman Parade is most near and dear to my heart because we did that in less than 24 hours.
Wow.
And so I just was going up there expecting a few people and just was amazed with how the streets were lined and how many people were on the square. So I just felt like that was a huge accomplishment to get that many people around in less than 24 hours.
That's great. Well, that gives some kudos to the community, but you always have to have that spark.
Yeah.
So great. How about you, Tammy?
So anyone who knows me knows I'm going to break the rules, so I'm going to talk about 2. So,
I almost
and
did
you
that.
can fire me. So the first one was the Partners for Play. Mm-hmm. And because it involved the kids as well as the parents and just the community members in town. And now, when you think back, the kids that worked on that playground are now taking their own kids to the playground and saying, I helped build this. And I think, anytime you can get the whole community involved to help the whole community, that's a big deal. So that was really fun. And every time I see Pam Craft or Christy Leisure, you can only imagine what our little group was like. Yeah. And that being said, then of course the pool and gym, because that will have the same effect, in years to come. And I think you always have to leave things better than you found them. And so it was fun the day that they did the ribbon cutting at the rec center to see the kids walking around the track and shooting baskets in the court and that kind of thing. So
great. Well, and I've always talked about, I marvel at Fairfield because it is such a community of vision. And we have things here because people do think outside the box or beyond. We're not afraid to stretch as a community. So next, I'm curious, there's always people that give of their time, and then there's so many that don't. And as one who's been involved as well, what made you guys decide to be one of those that's in there giving back as opposed to being on the sidelines watching? Tammy, what do you think?
I think, well, it's always been part of who my family is. So my grandparents did that. My great-grandparents probably did that. My own parents always, give back to the community. So I think unless you just want to sit on the sidelines and be the one that complains about, this isn't getting done or that isn't getting done, you need to jump in and make Fairfield better for the kids and the people coming after you. You should always leave anything better than you found it. So
great. Very inspirational. How about you, Dawn?
I don't know. I like what you said at the banquet about how if you don't, it would die. And you've got to keep doing things to... my grandma used to tell me, because she inspired me a lot, was that no good deed goes unpunished. And while that kind of sounds like a negative, her spin on it was, you can't, that's the devil at work, and you've got to, not let the devil win and just keep doing good deeds and doing things and doing what's right regardless.
That's great. And I love how you're elevating your grandmothers as well, which I certainly emulate mine as well. And the role model that you're providing to your own children by being one that's taken part and gotten active. So as we wrap up this section of the program, anything else that you would want to share with the listeners, or anything you didn't have a chance to say Thursday night, or are you talked out on the whole thing?
I think for me, I just was so overwhelmed and completely taken off guard. So I felt like I really didn't get to thank people enough and just let them know that it is very humbling, and that I don't do it for the recognition. I do it because I love Fairfield and I love the people in Fairfield. And if you don't, you aren't going to get involved. But
great.
And it's fun to get to know more people as you get on different committees.
Absolutely.
You get to know more people and their families and their kids.
And then you think of things that you didn't remember that you did. Like I did help with the relay, or the Greg Bry. I completely forgot, in the playground in Birmingham, and things that people remind you that you didn't even remember.
Yeah, sometimes you get done and you move on, but
right.
Yeah, what a lasting impression you both have left on the community. So thank you again. And I have to say, no more two deserving women than you guys this year. So
if I can, though, give a plug for Relay for Life. We are going to be on
shamelessly. Go for it.
We will be on the square May 6th from 1 to 9, and I just ask you all to come out and walk with us and remember your loved ones and those that have passed and those who are still fighting that battle. We'd love to have you come join us.
All right, and we can get you back on Chamber Talk closer to that time to remind folks.
I think Jean is planning on being it.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, thank you very much, and congratulations, ladies.
Thank you.
Let's jump into your calendar this week.
All right. Well, we've got a special workshop coming up tomorrow morning. This is in collaboration with the Washington Chamber, and it's called Marketing Reboot. And we've got a national speaker who's going to be in town in the state for another conference. And we've got him snagged to provide this workshop tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. at Hills Bank in Washington. It's $40 for members, and that includes lunch and a free book, and $60 for non-members. So they'd like you to sign up by 10 o'clock today, though. We've got a link on our website, or you can contact our office. And if you want to carpool, you can join me at the Chamber office at 8:15 tomorrow morning. So Marketing Reboot, everything you need to know about marketing your small business.
All right.
Coming up on Saturday, we've got our final legislative forum, 7:30 to 9 at the Fairfield Public Library. So I know it's Easter weekend, but I'm still hoping folks will come. There's still a lot to talk about this legislative session. Looking ahead to next week, we've got our kickoff for Fairfield Works, which is our program to help expose high school students to some of our local businesses and taking advantage of teacher in-service days with the public schools. So this will be happening next Monday and visiting Cambridge from 10 a.m. to about 12:30 p.m. And lastly, I just want to recognize our member-to-member discount, someone who provided entertainment at our banquet last week, Purple Star Entertainment. And for chamber members, you can receive $100 off mobile disc jockey entertainment based on availability, and wholesale member discounts up to 50% available.
All right. Another busy week at the chamber, and it starts today with some Go Gindy events.
Yes, we've got the art portfolio for kids 7 and up. Mentioned this last week as that was kicking off. This happens after school from 4 to 5:30 p.m. and working with kids 7 and up of drawings with all kinds of drawing skills, working with Kimber O'Brien. And if you're already utilizing the Go Gindy after school program, the course is free. Otherwise, it's just $5 per child. Looking ahead tomorrow, again, our marketing reboot at Hills Bank in Washington in the morning. We've also got a blood drive happening at the Jefferson County Fairgrounds from 2 to 7 p.m. Another event that I've attended some planning meetings for, this is called Come to Supper. And this is happening twice a month where they provide a free hot meal to anyone, and everyone is welcome. It will be at First Lutheran Church from 6 to 7 p.m. And that's sponsored by the Jefferson County Hunger Dialogue in collaboration with area service organizations and other members of the community. Also happening tomorrow, free transformational change support group, again at Optime from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. And a special program at the Fairfield Public Library, Travelogue, Journey to Tanzania. So our own Julie Johnston is going to provide a pictorial journey of the wildlife of Tanzania, and that's at 7 p.m. at the library and is free. Also, tomorrow night, boy, there's a lot happening this week. Southeast Iowa Blues Society at the Sondheim Center, Lone Star Blues Review at 7:30 p.m. Jumping ahead to Wednesday, we have a continued program at the Extension Office, Powerful Tools for Caregivers from 1:30 to 3 p.m. And then another effort that's been getting underway is Raising Fairfield Parent Group Meeting. And this is a group for any parents that are interested in getting together and discussing different things. And in particular, they're going to talk about resources and options that Fairfield has to offer for kids and families over summer break. That's going to be at the Fairfield High School Commons from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. And also on Wednesday, another event at Go Gindy Cafe. It's Ladies Night Out Egg Decorating. And again, Go Gindy is at the Roosevelt Rec Center. And this will be taking place from 6:30 to 7:45 p.m. So grab your girlfriends and have a good time. On Thursday, we're excited about an ambassador visit with Simply Thrive Weight Loss Center of Southeast Iowa. This is run by Marsha Locke. She won one of our business improvement awards at our banquet. And our ambassadors will be visiting her at her location, which is the former Qingdao location at 121 East Burlington. And that'll be Thursday at 10 a.m. Also on Thursday, our young professionals are getting together for their TED Talks, which they do monthly. And this time the topic is how sitting all day is killing you. And what happens for this is folks watch the TED Talks video ahead of time, and then they're welcome to join the group, which will be at Shokai at 12 noon, and to talk about what they've learned and discuss and network. If you'd like to learn more about that, again, feel free to check them out on Facebook, or we've got a link on our events page as well. Also, we've got the Fairfield Farmers Market vendor meeting getting ready for spring, and their planning meeting is going to be at the Lockridge Senior Center at 6:30 p.m. So if you want to find out how to sell at the farmers market, come learn at this informational meeting, and they would ask that you RSVP to farmersmarket@natel.net. Another program at the Fairfield Public Library is Sing Yourself Well, and this is at 7:30 p.m. And local author Eureka Selleck will be discussing her new book, Sing Yourself Well in 7 Seconds. And Friday, April 15th, again, our legislative forum, last one of the season, Fairfield Public Library, 7:30 to 9. The Fairfield Farmers Indoors Market at the Senior Citizen Center, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And lastly, gardening out of your comfort zone. This is happening at the Extension office from 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. Dare to be different in your gardener landscape with lifetime master gardener Gary Wettenbaugh. And if anyone says there's nothing to do in Fairfield, I don't think they're checking out our calendar.
Yeah, check out the calendar at fairfieldiowa.com, or you can email the chamber at fairfieldiowa.com and get on the email list for the Monday morning newsletter, kind of a breakdown of all the things happening this week and maybe a look ahead a week or two. So that's Chamber Talk today. And again, congratulations to your two outstanding Citizens of the Year.
Yes, indeed. And I would say for folks that are interested in helping plan next year's banquet, we're meeting and we're getting some survey results from folks that went there. We'll probably be changing things up again. Please let us know. We would love to have your involvement. It's a really fun project.
That is Chamber Talk here on a Monday morning with Detra Dettmann. Thank you, Detra. Have a great day.
Thank you, Steve.
It's time to take a look at the markets here on 1570 KMCD.